Okay, so what I've done is I'm hopping onto Khan to show you the basics. And again, if you had me in elementary, you've already been through this. If you did not have me, I don't think you've done this, but it's not a super big deal that you missed it. JavaScript works very simply, top to bottom, back to front. So when you're working, what you're going to be working with will look like this, the screen. At the top, they'll give you directions. Now, I picked a project, so it doesn't have a bunch of information on it. You'll have your coding screen over here on the left, and over here on the right is where whatever you draw will appear, okay? Now, by top to bottom, back to front, what I mean is if you put a background on your screen, and then down below it, you put a shape, yeah, I know. Why are you yelling at me? Rectangle. Oh, I know why. There we go. Okay. It's going to put the shape in front of the background. Okay. Top to bottom, back to front. But if you put your background below that, it's going to put the background in front of whatever you've drawn and you won't be able to see it. So you need to remember that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this back up to the top. Okay, as you work through, down at the bottom of every screen, there's a tab called documentation. When you click on the doc, it will give you all of the different shapes, simple and complex, the colors, text, any types of transformation, things like that. Okay, one of the really advantageous things is when you click on one of these, it will actually open it in a new tab and it will show you what the code looks like and it will explain it to you. So if there's something you need to mess around with, you can open it up in this doc, play around with it. You can actually copy this code from over here if you want to use it in your other code and bring it over and then just paste it in. They've got copy and paste turned off right now. Okay. And some of the ones you would be able to use, there we go. You can use copy and paste, okay? All the shapes you need are down here in the doc, anything you need. You're working on a coordinate plane. Everybody should know what a coordinate plane is from math class. The difference being what you're normally used to in math starts in the center at 0, 0. Our coordinate plane starts in the top left-hand corner and works 0 to 400 across the x-axis, 0 to 400 down across the y-axis. It's essentially a miniature computer screen, okay? And when you draw your shapes, you'll notice that most of the shapes have various x and y coordinates, okay? The basic shapes, your rectangle and your ellipse, which gives you a square or a rectangle, a circle, ovals, anything like that. They operate on an x and a y, which means you're telling it where to appear on the coordinate plane. Those are your first two numbers. And then your width and your height, so that if you need to adjust the size, you can click on it and you can get the little black number scrubber. And as you adjust that number, it's going to make the shape change. Okay. All right. So that's the basics. The other thing you need to make sure that you are doing is that you are reading everything. And an example would be the doc. If I click over here on Power of the Docs, when I go to that lesson, there's a short video on it. And then there's also the docs at the bottom of the page. As you guys are working through these, you're not going to have as many videos. You're going to have more, let's come here, back over here. You're going to have more things like this doc down here where it's just going to give you information and you're going to have to read it. So you're going to need to make sure that you've got that information.